Okay, you guys, so we are back with another video. After 10 miles and feeling exhausted, the show must go on and the show will go on. It's me coming to you from Kingston, Jamaica. I don't know why people think that I don't live in Jamaica. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it, honey. No, we're gonna talk about Kanyewest and Bianca Censori. They were out on a date night. They went to the theaters again. Seems to be their, favorite place to be at since of lately. But Bianca's outfit, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. And TMZ is being a hot mess. TMZ is saying that, Bianca Censori wasn't about to let Kanyewest get distracted by Sydney Sweeney. Do you know how they say Kanyewest has this white woman fetish? And at this point in time, Sydneysweeney is that focal point for a lot of men. So many people are obsessed with Sydneysweeney. Like, I don't even see it. I don't even see it. There's so many beautiful girls out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Sydneysweeney is not a gorgeous woman, but I don't see the reason for the Sydneysweeney obsession. I literally really don't see it. There's so many other girlies out there from the lighter, brighter community that just wows more than Sydneysweeney. But hey, she's still gorgeous. So Bianca was rocking one of her barely there outfit. She was wearing silver, strappy kind of heels, and she had like a silver bralette with a tube top above it, stockings. I'm going to include the pictures for you guys to see. So what TMZ is saying, they're saying that Bianca nearly stole the spotlight outside an LA theater Tuesday night in a barely there strapless bodysuit piercing over a tiny bra top, doing overtime to keep everything contained. TMZ, leave Kanye and Bianca alone because, I understand. They have to stir the pot a little bit, just like what we do to keep it interesting. I definitely understand. They are stirring the pot a little bit. So they further stated that Bianca topped it off with sky-high lace-up metallic heels that screamed, "Look at me." You're doing too much. TMZ is doing too much. That scream, "Look at me," as she strutted along with Ye, who was polar opposite with a zero effort look. Kanye always does the zero effort look. He's really good at it when he wants his other half to shine. He wants his other half to be, the center of attention. That's just Kanye West. We know it. That's just his rule book. That's just how he plays his game. So they're saying, but who needs you when you have Bianca and her curves, which were front and center, all with that black hair flowing and full glam on. She looks good. The heels, they were metallic, but they weren't screaming, as TMZ is saying, they were screaming. Like, come on, be for real. They're saying, Sydney, consider yourself officially challenged. Honey, Sydney, please don't. No contest. They're two different women and two different, two different tastes in fashion. Bianca Censori is an artist and we're going to see her, art is subjective and explorative. Do I have that word correct? People who are artists, they love to explore a lot and they love to take risk, huge, bold risk. Bianca has a one-man team. Sydneysweeney has a 101-man team. Absolutely no comparison. Absolutely no contest on it. None whatsoever. So I see what they're doing. I get what they're doing. but there's no reason for it. There's literally absolutely no reason for it. But hey, they have to stir the pot a little bit. And this is the thing, when I tell you, hypocrisy is one heck of a thing, because when content creators stirs the pot a little bit, because you guys remember about 3 years ago, I said to you guys, do you notice how the media outlets have started to adapt the ways of content creators? They have learned that stirring the pot actually gives the numbers. Not that they never used to stir the pot before, but not as how content creator does it in that spicy kind of way. The media outlets wanted to keep it, professional journalism, but the content creators came out and the content creators were whipping their asses, and many of them didn't like it because there were content creators registering more numbers, and that is why. Do you remember when you could not find any of these media outlets here on YouTube? You could not find any of them on YouTube. But what happened is that the content creators were whipping their asses so much, they were like, oh shit, we need to do something. And then who else started joining YouTube after content creators, media outlets? Every journalist started popping off with their own podcast. Yeah. So they used to disrespect content creators. Oh, you're just a YouTuber. Oh, you're just a YouTuber. No, we're all YouTubers. But Megan Thee Stallion wanted to up the ante and say, y'all were acting like you're journalists. And the court was like, bitch, put some respect on these people's name. You guys know that's what the court did in her lawsuit with Milagro. They were like, the judgment was like, don't quote me on this figure, right? But say, for example, it was $500,000. And they were like, oh, she's the media, so we're going to take it down to $345,000. That's a mother effing slap in the face, because if you remember, Megan Thee Stallion was like, y'all want to be journalists. Can you imagine? She said, you all want to be journalists. And when Megan Thee Stallion said it, I said, we're not wannabe journalists. We are journalists. Put some respect on our name. You're a wannabe rapper. And why do you think that people need to study journalism to be a journalist? And I told you guys, you see, you allow people to play mind games with y'all all the time. And I've been telling y'all, but many of y'all, because you've been so brainwashed, you think that Jamaica, because it's a small island, many people still think, did you know that there was one point when people said on my channel, we live in a tree, we don't have any schools in Jamaica? Even after Hurricane Melissa, people were saying, all Jamaica has is just huts. Is this a hut? Is this a hut? Does this sound anything like a hut? So, because people see my background, it looks okay. It looks okay. You want to see the houses in the country, honey. The ones that are painted in 101 different colors. You would go blind. If you have migraines, those houses in the country, In the country, I have to keep my bedroom in one solid color. I was like, you guys can paint the rest of the house in your yellow. So in Jamaica, the Caribbean in general, they love the bright blue. They love the orange. They love the yellow. They love you would think it's a carnival every day. The houses, and sometimes when you're in them, can you imagine? Inside us paint in orange, bright orange, right? And then at night, the light comes on. And then guess what they love to do on top of that? They love bright floral color curtains or bright color curtains. I can't. It's too much. It's too much. I love the muted things. I don't know if it's because of migraine and the strain from Graves' disease on my eyes. I can't do it. I have to keep the tones and colors warm, muted. I can't do the bright colors. I just can't. I cannot. But we were talking about Kanye and Bianca. The comparison with Sydney Sweeney, I get it, but it wasn't needed. Definitely was not needed. No, I'm wondering, right? So know that they're comparing Bianca and saying there's a competition going on with Bianca and Sydney Sweeney. I'm wondering if Kanye is saying things about Sydney Sweeney. You know, you guys remember how I tell you that TMZ has a tendency to be under everyone's bed and in everyone's closet? Yeah. I'm wondering if they're getting like inside scoop, or is Kanye on the internet liking Sydney Sweeney photos or something? Because I'm wondering, like, are they just stirring the pot, or is it coming from somewhere? Sometimes you may see the media make a little mischief and then we're like, oh, they're just being mischievous. And then a month or so down the line, you'll see where they were coming from. I'm wondering if something else is going on behind the scenes. Did Kanye like a Sydney Sweeney photo? Someone tell me. Did I miss that? What is going on here? Because I think there's something. I think something isn't just something with a little something, 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 something going on here. Something is going on here. I know they love to stir the pot, but I think this may be a little bit more than just stirring the pot. I think it might be a little bit more. But anywho, guys, it's up to you to share with me what y'all know, what's going on. Leave your comment below because there might be more to this. Is Kanye being out here liking Sydney Sweeney post, and are they gonna, because do you guys remember before Jeff Bezos' marriage, they were like Jeff Bezos and Sydney Sweeney. Jeff Bezos has the hots for Sydney Sweeney, which I kind of think it's true. I think it's true. I think Jeff Bezos may have the hots for Sydney Sweeney, right? So if he had the hots for Sydney Sweeney, and they're putting Bianca's name in the same sentence as Sydney Sweeney, Jeff Bezos might be looking at Bianca too. But anyway, did you guys hear that the extra expensive that Ryan Sanchez marriage is supposed to feel? I'm not praying for it, They're saying Jeff Bezos and Ryan Sanchez are two cheaters who got married. Well, let's see what happens. We shall see. We shall see. But anywho, guys, that's all I have to share for today. We're gonna have some more in the comment section.